24 feet of water. We're out of the scary stuff now. Now we just have to run out into the deep ocean. Oh!
Where there's wolves.
Yeah. The sea wolf. She's rough today. We have to make, we're not going far, but we do have to make some kind of move here if we want to take advantage of better weather coming up to make that long 40-mile, 44-mile run from,
whoa, that was a big one.
Yeah. That 44-mile run from the Berries to New Providence. How's the dinghy doing out there?
Good.
What dinghy?
Yeah. Sunk to the bottom. You taking spray over the top of it?
No, it's actually the bow's going up.
Good.
Our passage to Bonds Cay was a bumpy one because we were not facing the waves head on. Michael had suggested we put life jackets on just in case we were rolled by a wave hitting us from the side. I'm not sure if I captured this very well on the video, but it was very rolly. The boys chose not to put a life jacket on, but I would rather err on the side of caution, even if it meant I looked like the crazy one.
It's funny how in the face of danger, you guys are relaxed. I was ordered to get my life jacket on. I'm the only one that followed the orders.
I know.
Those monkeys up there, even though the captain told me to get my life jacket on just in case the boat flips.
Well, then there's someone to tell the story.
Yep. Yeah. I've got the grab bag. I'm the worrywart. Yeah. I'll survive to tell the story about how I lost almost my entire family. Best holiday of my life. Ah! Waves are not breaking, they're just rolling, but they're very, very large rolling.
Yeah, they're big waves. There's some 5-footers in there.
Some 5-foot waves. And I was worried when we were on Georgian Bay this summer. I was holding my breath. That was nothing compared to what we're going through. But I have confidence in my captain and first mate.
Well, it's not a big passage we're taking. Look at this wave right there. It's not a long passage here. We're just heading down. Let me see where. Let's see how much.
Okay, so we have 9 miles of rolly. Yeah. I am sweating.
Yeah.
After the hot, rolly ride, we enjoyed a swim at Bonds Cay and really enjoyed the underwater show. Michael was organizing and assembling his spearfishing gear and explains here the 3 types of spears that he uses in the Bahamas.
Hey, this is my fishing gear that I use, my spear poles that I use here in the Bahamas. In many places in the world you can use spear guns. Spear guns are trigger mechanisms, and they have several surgical tubes that come down. You can shoot a fish from a long ways away with a spear gun. These not so. The typical length of these are anywhere, the spear poles are anywhere between 4 to 12 feet. And this one here, I believe, is 9 feet. This is my shortest one. Well, this is not my shortest one. Let me show you my shortest one. This is my shortest one. This is a little, this is a fiberglass spear pole that I use for lionfish. Lionfish are an invasive species, and I don't really want to shoot them with my other spear poles, because then I have to play around with the fish to get them off, and they have these poisonous barbs on them. they're good eating, but they are poisonous. So you don't want to get stuck in it. And the more you play with these, the more of a chance that you're going to get one of those barbs in you. Whereas this one, if you stick a lionfish with this, all you have to do is just put it on the edge of the boat or on the edge of a bucket, and you can just scrape them off, and then you wait for them to perish, and then you can just cut the barbs off them and clean them that way. These things do not work good on other fish if they struggle a lot, because a powerful fish will pull off this like nothing. These don't work well. I've seen some of them come with little barbs. That does help, but I prefer not to use these for a lot of my spear fishing. These ones, now this is a nice one. This is I believe this is the headhunter. No, this is a predator. This is a predator. This is a 9-foot spear pole. It's nice and light. It's carbon, and the way these things work, I don't know if I showed you that, but you just stick it on your hand like this, and you pull it back. And you pull it back as far as you can. You should be able to pull it all the way back to here. I can't do that where I'm sitting right now, but that's how that works here. And they are rigged up, very simply rigged up. They have a removable head, so once you've shot a fish and the fish is on here, the fish is going to struggle. It's going to pull off. Its fish is going to be on here, and it's going to try to get away, but it can't, because now it's on this cable. And this is, you basically just feed these things through like this. It's you can take these off. This can all be fed off of this. This is a little rubber band with this O-ring, and you feed this cable piece that you can buy separately, because sometimes you lose them, sometimes they break, sometimes they, the tips are so badly wore down you can't sharpen them anymore, whatever, hit, rocks or something with it. So you pull it through there, you run it through here, and you run it back over here, and there's your system. And then you just hook this on there, and it stays on there. And the rubber band, what that does, the rubber band makes it so that the spearhead stays on while you're swimming. And when you miss, sometimes when you miss, a fish, it'll come off if you don't have that rubber band on. And here's another one. This one here is my 10-foot. This is the one I like to use when I'm around coral, and let's say I shoot a big grouper or something in the coral, and he swims underneath, and he would possibly break a light spear pole like this, whereas a heavy-duty one like this here is most likely to stand up better to being torqued around the corner of a underneath the rocks or something like that, where this could splinter and break, where this one here might be able to stand up to that. So the injector rod is this piece here, and this can be replaced as well. And that's tightened down with just a simple Allen head. So if you want to take this apart for traveling or whatever, you can do that. But it's the same setup. Rubber band, O-ring, up on the end onto the injector rod. And this is your grip. So you'd pull this. Bigger band, obviously it's a heavier spear pole. And it's longer, and so you've got a bigger surgical tubing. You have to pull this all the way back. You can do this in the water, it's easier, and you can pull it back, and this is your grip. Once you'll get this all the way back to there, and it gives you a bit more, it gives you another foot, basically what it does to be able to get a fish. But it is slower because it's heavier, and you will notice that it shoots slower than this one. So this one here is a very fast pole. I like this thin one here. It works well, but you have to be careful you don't break it around coral. Well, that's it. It's been a good little lure. It's only about a small chug. Nice colors, huh? So we're putting this one back on. We never used it during the passes because we were kind of like, none of us wanted to go out on the back deck because it was rough. It was just kind of dangerous. So we stayed inside, and we did this passage, and we are now going to be here for 2 days, today and tomorrow, and then Saturday the wind is supposed to lay down, so we're going to leave here about 7 a.m. Not much though. It's not much, and we've got a 34-mile run to New Providence, where Nassau is, so we're going to go there. We found out that we are only good for 5 days without going to a marina to get water. Our tank is just too small to hold enough water to go longer than that. Now we do have 2 5-gallon water containers, and that's what we put our drinking water in. But all our other water that we use for showering, washing dishes, you know, brushing our teeth, for 3, there's also 3 people. You know, if it was just the 2 of us, we'd probably get 7 days out of it possibly. So it's and that's pretty good, you know.
Bonds Cay is beautiful but privately owned by some famous people. It features 5 beaches, multiple waterfalls, 3 bays, a number of lagoons, and some elevation that allows for beautiful views. The surrounding turquoise water is filled with reefs and fish that are perfect for snorkeling and fishing. Now, I'll bet you're wondering, who owns the island, right? Michael would say, who cares? But inquiring minds need to know. Any guesses? Well, singer Shakira and Roger Waters, aka Pink Floyd founder, co-purchased Bonds Cay in 2011 with the idea that they would build a high-end resort as well as a getaway for artists. It is currently up for sale for $16 million. So now you know. Another random bit of useless information. And now back to our story.
First 3 and ready to follow to see Nest.
There's our buddy boat. Cats away, our friends, just pulling up anchor.
Roger that.
The next day, we decided to head to Nassau with our friends due to the weather window.
We're gonna head over to the cut, and we're gonna wait for you there.
As we have a very shallow draft, we led the way over the coral reef that had a few tricky shallow bits.
So this is it's nice. We're going to travel from Bonds Cay south to New Providence, where Nassau is, and we're going to be picking up an outboard in Nassau, and we're going to reprovision. We have to clean this boat too. We need more water. We need everything. We've still got lots of canned goods. We've been eating a lot of fish, which has been great. So we really haven't touched a lot of our canned stuff. We just need to get stuff that's like lettuce and bananas and things like that, you know, perishables. But what's great about this is we have Catsaway. It's a 50-foot catamaran, motor catamaran with us. And I'm going to go through a channel here, and I'm going to give him the readouts of what I've got for depths so that he doesn't touch bottom. And so we'll work together, but what's really nice is that this is going to be a rough trip. This is not going to be pretty. We're looking at easily 4-foot waves, maybe 3-foot waves. It's going to take us 4 miles before we get to the drop off when we get to 1,000 feet. Once we get off the shelf, I think a lot of these waves are going to turn into big swells, and that'll be more livable, let's just put it that way. We know the first 4 miles are going to be tough for us. But it's nice to have Catsaway with us. You know, to have a buddy boat, there's the added safety. If we have any issues or they have any issues, we're going to be together and we can help each other.
And not to be the eternal pessimist,
Okay.
but I like safety. Everybody who knows me, I'm like Elmer the safety elephant. So we have the ditch bag and the life jackets right here in the front seat, right beside where I'm sitting. If there's any kind of problem at all, the life jackets go on.
You can show the so we have these life jackets have lights on them. Okay, so if there's an issue there,
And
there's 2 life jackets and a whistle on there. And this life jacket is the one, so when it's really rough out, only one person is allowed out, and they use this one. We click on, we have a safety line that we click on, and we can go to the bow, and we can work the fishing lines in the stern. So they hook onto here, and this should be in there. This keeps falling out.
Yeah, and that's an automatic inflator. You pull
Yeah,
that. You pull that.
I wish I'd gotten one with automatic and manual, but I couldn't find one. So we just got this one. But this is nice because, you know, you've got your leashes on here.
Okay, we probably should drive the boat. I'll just show everybody. There's the safety. There's the safety rope. And that's hooked up to there in case Michael has to go to the bow. Okay. And we have snacks, quesadillas.
A grab plate.
grab bag and a grab plate for snacks in case we get hungry, because that's always important.
Whoa. I don't know, Dad. It looks pretty chill out there.
No, it's not.
The passage from Bonds Cay to Nassau was no worse than the day prior. We were getting used to the rolly, and the Ranger tug handled very, very well in the ocean.
Watching my, that is some hot sardines. Just watching the lines. The best place to sit is right here on the floor. But
What are you eating?
Sardines and jalapenos. They're really good. See the jalapenos?
Yeah.
Fajita.
Watching your lines.
This is the best stuff. If you get seasick, you eat this. You never have to worry about it.
Well, it's actually nice back here. It's cool. You're getting some nice air. Nice breeze. All right. Enjoy your lunch.
We are now 14 miles from New Providence Island, which is where Nassau is. We can actually see, if the spray would come off the windows, we can actually see the skyscrapers on New Providence now, or we can see Nassau. But that's still a long ways away. But to see land, typically land in the Bahamas, is about 9 miles. You can start seeing land at. But it's not been an easy trip. It's been, oh man, I actually think it's getting worse now. Maybe the wind's picking up or something. What do you think, Eric? It seems like we're pounding here. Of course, Eric looks like a pirate. You see him over there? Yeah. Anyways, thought I'd give you an update. We have yet to catch a fish. I haven't even had a run. So we've got 2 lines out now. We pulled the dinghy in closer, and we haven't got a bite. So unfortunately,
I was just joking, just practicing.
jeez, yeah, no fish. We are getting closer to our destination.
Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. Join us next week as we leave the Berry Islands and head to Nassau, New Providence.